Hello and welcome to Amipal, the #1 place on the internet for the sweetest Amiga content. This episode is about helicopter games on the Amiga. That's it. Preamble over, let's get on with it. First on our list is Apache Flight, which I assumed was quite an early game, but instead I think it's just a very budget conscious one. Bit of a deep paint perspective for the title screen there. Hands of Reflection or someone, they would have done a faux mode 7 there, don't you think? Anyway, let's kick off. Oh, we've got extras and all sorts. Okay, just start the game. Okay, so we've got big sprites, we've got ground-based enemies, and we've got me dead. Me flying my helicopter and destroying the air targets. The ground-based ones can be shot at, but you have to kind of hold the fire button to launch a missile. Those can sometimes be intercepted by helicopters instead. They will sometimes target helicopters, should I say. And also, some of these are incredibly tough. You just plow shot after shot into them. And this is just the first level, but you do get power-ups in the usual vertical shooter vein. Here I've got some cheeky little, what would these days be called, drone choppers. I don't know, what would they have been called beforehand? Just power-ups. Just power-ups. Partners. Yeah. In all my waffle, I'm dead. Not really a game that's drawing me in this one. Like I said, I think it's more of a budget game, but I don't really foresee me spending much more time on it to go beyond that first level. This is a nice touch though. Your helicopter there firing to select your characters in the high score, but doesn't allow you to move around till the shot hits, so slightly frustrating in that regard. Anyway, we shall move on. And so we move to Apocalypse. This is my second time trying this because previously it quit with some kind of invalid exception for the WHD load slave. Anyway, I blame that on my coding earlier. It's quite a late release for the Amiga, 94 I think. Starts off with this introduction, which is one that goes through so slowly you think, will anyone ever watch this more than once? It's got a nice bit of palette fading though. It's just that this text effect that they use takes ages to tell you the whole thing. You can read it quicker than it takes for it to actually gradually key in each character. But onwards. It's also used to explain the missions. So again, you sit here and wait. Whether it would have been a case that the floppy disk would be reading during this time, you know, you could kind of appreciate that. I'm running this from WHD load, so I'm not sure. Anyway, we start off here on a clearly US base in a jungle environment with a lovely MLRS sitting in the background there. Horizontal shoot 'em up. Got a gun. I'm not really sure how far down I can fly here. No real indication where I should be or where I shouldn't be, whether or not I'm going to collide. I'm guessing I'll probably need to take that out in some fashion. We'll probably need to come back for that, won't we? Right. Button in the other direction to turn around. I knew I'd fly in front of that. Well, that's insta-death. Onwards. So, here we are again. Oh, they're my guys. Oh, crikey. Yeah, so the guys in white are our guys. In they get. I've already done a bit of blue on blue there with some of them. That was a Unfortunate mishap. Okay. Now that's a nice effect. I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the screen there, we've got some black parallax to give you some depth. I like that. Oh, there's some enemy ones down there as well. Ah, okay. So I was going to say I quite like the colour palette on this, but it could be a bit too close for comfort. For these eyes anyway. Because they've got missile launchers and they're killing me. Oh, another one. Wow, there's lots of them there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, now, I think once you've got them, you need to bring them back. I'm guessing I'm not going to complete this level because I didn't bring anyone back to base and got blown up with them still all on board. So, there you go. Yes. Let's continue. Let's see if we can get any more people on board this helicopter. Why can't I blow that one up? Oh. Those missiles are fast firers, aren't they? Right, we've got one more on board. Okay, this is problematic. I think I'm just killing all my own men here. I've done it again. Yeah, okay. I quite like this. Nice game from Virgin there. Okay, this is a rarity, probably for a lot of people. From Empire. In 1993 with an email address. This is Koala. So we've gone from vertical and horizontal shooters onto a 3D game. This is mouse controlled, so here I am in the cockpit. It's actually got a virtual cockpit. Not many games on the Amiga supported such a thing, so I'm holding down the right mouse button and I can look around my cockpit. So now you're all sick, let's get some power to the rotors. There we go, nice tilt forward gets us moving. We've just got to put power to the rotors to maintain that. Okay. Spacebar moves between our weapons. We do have other views. It's like target view, virtual cameras. I have no idea what's going on here. Let's try and find that target that's on the nice. I'm amazed that your pilot can hear that bike or that car underneath, though, considering we're in a helicopter making I don't know how much noise. There's the tree I blew up. See, it's got some nice 3D visuals. This is peacetime though, so I'm not entirely sure what we're going to see. Or tree level. Got Hellfire, sidewinders for your air-to-air, and of course we've got cannon. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, you can get it to fly in one direction, shoot the other. That's like proper Apache stuff, isn't it? Oh, this control scheme is a bit tricky though, because obviously you're trying to do two things at the same time. Let's see if we can see another target ahead and follow it. You see that nice copper sky there? And that's tilting as we tilt. Still didn't get it. Oh! Shall we see whether or not we can get some proper enemies? I get a feeling that this is quite tricky. Should we do some battle? Let's battle. Air campaign, ground war. Yeah, seems good, doesn't it? Western Europe, ground war. No, I don't want to quit. That was accidental. But yeah, nice feature there. Didn't just go straight out, did it? T-72 hit. I hit something, guys. I hit something. Yeah, give it some cannon fire. I mean, theoretically, a 30mm cannon should quite easily chop through the top of a T-72, shouldn't it? Treetop level. We're not exactly zooming along here. Let's give it some tilt. Whoa. I'm sorry that I'm chucking it around so much. I'm really getting used to this. Can't hear anything with these, can I? And I've taken out an Arda. Right, this, I'm enjoying the graphics of this. I'm enjoying the virtual cockpit. How useful that would be in a combat situation within the game. I'm finding it quite tricky to adapt to it, to be honest with you. But I think this will be one that I return to. I think this has a lot of potential. Now, this game needs no introduction. This, wouldn't you know it, is Desert Strike. Choose your pilot. They've got various skills. Some of them are better at picking up people that are missing in action, such as this guy. And others are better with accuracy. Let's go with Mamba today. And let's just get on with the campaign. So, Desert Strike, released in 1992 for the SNES. I first saw this on Games Master and thought, damn, I can't play it because I only had an Amiga 500. Only, he says. But then the year after, Electronic Arts released it on the wonderful Amiga. And that felt like an incredibly long wait for the game. So here we are, in my helicopter that's definitely not an Apache. And there's an enemy soldier to kill. Premises, you've basically got various objectives that you need to accomplish. Destroying radar sites, airfields, command centres, that kind of thing. Sometimes you have to pick people up. Oh. Such as this guy. He's missing in action. So let's put a ladder down and pick him up. And we can take him back to the helicopter. Or there's Allied evacuation sites dotted around the map. Whoa! Now, playing this on my CD32 joypad. Whoa! That was actually lucky I hit that, wasn't it? because that missile would have taken out a lot of my armour. Now this guy here is, I didn't really want to use that, I think is a special agent.
Good morning.
So we fly over the danger zone, there are airfields, loads of targets there, individual soldiers to take out, tanks, air defence like AAA, missiles and artillery. It's a dangerous zone, and to be honest with you, I'm always very surprised if I ever get through this first level without losing any lives. It's a tricky one, alright. Whoa! But as you progress, things get more difficult, terrain becomes more detailed. This is quite a plain one. Woo, okay. And yeah, as you can see, I've been cycling through weapons. We've got Hellfires, the eponymous laser-guided anti-tank missiles. We've got the 30mm cannon. And then we've got missile pods, the Hydras. So Desert Strike, everyone pretty much knows about Desert Strike. I'm not really adding anything extra here, but one of the better helicopter games on the Amiga, and indeed on the SNES and Mega Drive as well, I believe. Play it! And another game which doesn't need an introduction is the quite wonderful Gunship 2000. We're going to start with quick mission in the Persian Gulf. You've got the option of Central Europe as well. It's a bit more deadly, a bit more dangerous, but you've got more hills to hide behind. But Persian Gulf, they're not quite so accurate with their weapons. Just making play pong. Of course, this is a follow-up to the original Gunship that a lot of people played on the Commodore 64 and probably PC as well. There's the Amiga version that I don't really see the need to play when you've got this wonderful flight simulator from Microprose. So, our first mission as a warrant officer candidate is to attack a BTR-60 platoon and then find some mobile scuds. Simple enough, isn't it? Oh, we got Hinds in the area, T-55s, all sorts. You get a lot of information to base it on. You get to see the map as well, so it's we won't decline the mission, we'll give it a go. Then you choose your chopper. I tend to stay with the Apache because the longbow you have to get to a certain rank to use. The Super Cobra, you don't get as many weapons. The Defender, you barely carry anything. Same with Koala. Black Hawk, you can take a lot of damage, but again, it's not very fast. And then we've got Comanches as well, which I don't think I've ever used because I've never got up to that rank. But let's stick with the Apache. We're going to stick some stingers on the wingtips. Oh no! Oh. Let's remove everything. You've got a load, how much weight you can take. So for some reason, I can always get this to accept at some point. Yeah, I'm still over. Still over. Still over. Let's remove it. Let's go. Having some stingers with you is really handy when you do come across any of the inevitable helicopters that are flying about. So it's a shame that I can't get those. This code thing here would have been for the copy protection for the actual game, but of course the HD load removes that. You can make the game as easy or as hard as you want. I'm going to keep everything automatic for today, and we're just going to kick off. So a poor enemy quality.
Target right.
Now, let's put some power to the rotor. It's 9 to start the rotor, by the way, to start the engine, to get it going. Just in case anyone's sitting here for 10-15 minutes pressing the keyboard and wondering how to get it going. F10 for the map. So you can see we've got our our primary objective up here, secondary, and don't know what that is actually. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, we're starting here, and I think we'll do a fly to our primary, and we'll set another waypoint for our secondary, and then just back to base. Sounds good, doesn't it? So out we go. And then you can see the red bit is basically where our target is. So that's going to move as it goes behind us. But the green arrow at the top there is where our next objective is that we've set, our next waypoint. Now it can take a while to get places, so you can use the square bracket keys to speed you up. You can see the counter in the top left hand corner there getting faster and faster. But we'll cancel that because there's a ZSU ahead, and that's going to chop me up nicely. So I'm going to get nice and low here. There it is. That's F8 for enemy view, target view, but we'll go back to our cockpit. Okay, when you've got the dot in the middle, that's when you can fire. So eat hellfire. God, it's further away than I thought. Excellent. And there's our BTRs. So we'll continue. Do a few maneuvers here so that we don't get hit. One of the problems with putting it on the easier, oh, we've achieved it, on the easier settings is that you get your co-pilot firing for you sometimes, and it does mean you suddenly go through all your ammo before you've even got anywhere, because you sometimes just want to keep clear just so you're saving up your ammo for your objective. Right, let's change our target because apparently we've achieved our primary. Excellent. Yeah, see, it's firing off. I didn't want to do that. So your helicopter can take a lot of hits. It will get damaged. Depending on difficulty level, depends on how often they hit or how much damage they do. I've got an interesting noise there. I don't know if you can hear it. I have a static. But never mind. Let's get around this hill. Hellfires tend to be the best weapons for this game, just because you can launch them from quite a distance. Oh no. Got a gazelle and I don't have any. There we go, taken out. That was frustrating. My co-pilot, my auto co-pilot, was, oh my goodness, was selecting all the weapons for me and firing things off, so I couldn't actually shoot at it. But yes, Gunship 2000. It's a fantastic game. Still looks good. Don't really need to use a lot of these exterior views other than to see what's about to come and kill you. But I'll be very surprised if there are people out there with an Amiga that haven't given this a go yet, because it is superb. It is one of the best Amiga flight sims there is. And there goes the hind. I could play this all day, but I won't bore you. Let's move on. And now we have a game from New Zealand, from Vision. The excellent Seek and Destroy. Another game from 1993. I believe it was a bit of a budget option, I think. I'm not sure, actually. I've got it on City 32 as well. But, yeah, this is a case of flying around the landscape, top-down view, and blasting enemy soldiers and tanks and whatnot. But this has an ace up its sleeve. This looks slightly different to other games because it rotates. Let's follow the map down the bottom, do some Daka Daka. Are we? It's a novel game. I think it looks quite good, actually. It's quite effective. As you can see, I don't think the sprites rotate on the ground, so you're actually it's just rotating their position on the screen to give you this kind of faux rotation. Oh, I think it works very well indeed. Land now. Spaces map. How do I land? Ah! Cursor keys. Yeah, it's pretty good. Nice simple game. Fly between different missions. Good for a bit of pick up and play if you don't want anything too engrossing like Gunship 2000 and Desert Strike, which kind of suck up the time a bit. This is good for just a quick blast, I think. Uh-oh. Yep. Those SAMs are going to do some serious damage. It's going hard and fast again. Oh, there they are. Uh-oh. You can see in bottom left is my energy. I can't see me lasting much longer here. But yeah, this is another one. Give it a try because it is good fun. And definitely better than Apache Flight. An oldie but a goldie here. Silkworm. Here we go. So, we've got a horizontal shoot 'em up. It's pretty simple. It's got a nice bit of parallax on it. Nice variety of enemies to shoot. You have to be a bit careful with how you attack things because you have to use those diagonal down shots to take out some of the ground stuff. Of course, it's got power-ups as well to collect, like the shield. Here's a mid-level baddie. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised I'm lasting this long, to be honest. Oh, come on. There we go. This has the distinction of allowing you to have one player playing as the helicopter and another player playing as a jeep. But I'm only playing single player here, so you can only see me, I'm afraid. It's good fun in two player because you obviously got a few more tactics. You know, one player can concentrate on the air war while the other takes it to the ground. Now we have a proper end level biggie. pretty good considering its age. I think it's good fun. Definitely worth a try and a quick play. Obviously, graphically it's not up there with something like Shadow of the Beast or anything like that, or Agony, if you want to shoot them up from a similar era. But I don't think you'd waste your time with this. Not like some other games out there. I mean, again, it's better than Apache Flight. And that's a nice detail in the background, isn't it? Ones flying along that are going to take part in the air battle shortly. So yep, another one for your list. Add this to your to play list, and we'll move on to the next game. Our next game is SWIV. Special Weapons Interdiction Vehicle, apparently, but I never see it actually in the game itself. This is a shoot 'em up, vertical shoot 'em up, released in 1991, and here we have our helicopter. It's pretty good. This, in a similar way to Silkworm, allows 2 players, one with a helicopter and one with a ground vehicle. You can get a jeep in this as well. Oh, the swarming helicopters, and it gets very busy on screen. I think the graphics are pretty good for this, for an early game like this. 1991 is kind of looking kind of at the sweet spot of where Amiga games started to look pretty good. Of course, you get different enemy types, different power-ups, all the usual kind of shoot 'em up fare, really. Oh, that's nice. Shoot the train engine and the whole thing comes to a stop. You can see that again in Banshee, but obviously that's not a helicopter game, so we won't discuss that today. Oh my goodness. They hide and then they appear. That can't be good, can it? Despite having a limited colour palette, because it's a OCS ECS game, I think it does pretty well in the looks department. You have to work out enemy positions as with all shoot 'em ups. It's a good helicopter game. There's nothing in particular that says, you know, this should have been a helicopter game versus something else, but it's novel, isn't it? Nice bit of animation. So yeah, this is another one that you should give a try. In particular with 2 players, you can see that the Jeep kind of has to contend with a bit more of the terrain and probably doesn't collide so much with things. Let's have that. Bit of a shield. In this Turbo HD low version, you can also set it up to have a few more lives for you. So if you're playing with a young son, for instance, like I do, it's quite a good game just to have as a continuous scroller. Another early game, 1988 this time, Thunderblade, which you can kind of tell is an early game. How do we go forwards on this? There we go. Okay, the control scheme for this is a bit duff. I really... Moving back and forth basically raises and lowers your altitude. You then have to hold fire to push forwards, to move forwards. And then you can't really move out of the way of any shots that are coming up. Yeah, to say this is poor, ED for end. So you start off by getting destroyed, and then you have to kind of try and get through all of this. I mean, I do quite like the scaled sprites. It's an interesting idea. You don't see it often. Oh dear. But I'm sure there are other control schemes that could be put in place with, even with a 2-button joystick perhaps, or maybe using the CD32 pad, or using the keyboard. I mean, oh, okay. So you get to the end there, and then we get this. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing. This is. I think if I bought this, I would have been a little disappointed with my purchase. Let's move on to something better. And now we move on to Thunderhawk by Cool Design. So anyone who owned this game will be fully aware of. It's got a pretty good cinematic intro to it. That is not Thunderhawk. That's just some military helicopter.
Things are getting desperate. Yes, Mr. President. Is the equipment ready? Final preparations are in progress, sir. Is the team assembled? Yes, sir. Jack Marshall, the chief tactician. And the pilot? One of our finest, sir. Good. You've got 24 hours.
And so it begins. Thunderhawk. Cool Design. Well known during the Amiga years. Releasing many good games. Chuck Rock and Chuck Rock 2. Premiere, I think, was one of theirs. You can kind of see it from the art style. Let's stick to easy, shall we? Mouse control. So nice analog feel to it. You get a lot of that sound as well. I'm flying into the hornet's nest. Let's bring me down a bit. Just flying with guns here. It's a bit fiddly to control at first. You do get used to it, but it's been a while since I played this. You see the amount of incoming fire here. I can't even see targets. Oh, they're going to start hitting me now, aren't they? I want to maintain an altitude. fly this way. I don't think I've hit anything here. I'd like to change to missiles or something. I can't remember what it was. But it's a good looking game. Nice bit of kind of copper sky there for the exterior view. Don't get it on the interior because you tilt and copper is just straight across. So many targets. I think Gunship 2000 is probably the better looking game. This isn't a straight flight sim in that sense that Gunship 2000 is, but this does shift. I mean, you can see that I'm really shifting around the sky here. You've got various missions, obviously. Well, that's not a good thing to take down, isn't it? As soon as I get a bead on something, I move. Yes, I destroyed something. Huzzah! Yeah, various missions, various locations. Thunderhawk also came out on Mega CD. This is not the same version, obviously. That makes use a bit more of the sprite hardware of the Mega Drive and Mega CD. So this is a purely polygon game, but much more action-packed than Gunship 2000. Worth persevering with, I think. A bit like Koala. If you put the time and effort into this, I think you'll have a really good time with it. I'm just doing a simulation here, a bit of training, rather than one of the main missions. And as you can see, I'm gradually getting the hang of it. Although I can't take down that submarine with just a cannon. Yeah, a lot more time with this game, and I think you should too. This is probably one of the better ones that I've played on these this playthrough of rotary winged madness. But I think now is the time to move on to the last final Whirlybird game that I'm reviewing. It's Zeewolf. Music by Alistair Brimble. This was released in 1994 by Binary Asylum. Their first game. First published game, anyway. We'll go with joystick. Now this, I've shown it before on this channel, as some of you might have seen. This is a kind of 3D landscape game where you fly over the top of it. I'll put a link to my previous viewing of this. But you fly the Zeewolf helicopter. It's a bit like Desert Strike meets Virus. You've got a cannon, you've got missiles, and you've got more powerful missiles. Well, air-to-air missiles. Cycle through them with the spacebar. Press return, enter for the map. Oh. Helps if I have something selected that will actually... There you go. Take them out. So yeah, you can see from the screen at the top that there's a person waiting to be rescued, and also shows how many lives I've got. What I'll do though, before I go and pick those things up, is just fly down here, take out that IFV. This plays very well on an A1200, not so great on an unexpanded A500. can't remember how to pick these up. Well, I have to seek and destroy the enemy AFVs anyway, don't I? So let's do that. But yeah, you can pick things up. This game has a wonderful physics engine where it will, if you get the angle wrong, your helicopter gets thrown around in the sky by the weight that's underslung. Yeah! And you can fly from naval ships, all sorts of things. It's a great game. There is a follow-up to it, Zeewolf 2. It does perform a bit better in terms of frame rate and responsiveness. They kind of they tweaked it so that it plays that a little bit better. A bit more variety in landscapes as well. But this is the first. This is the original. Either game you play, you will enjoy yourself. Play Zeewolf, because it deserves a lot more attention than it got on release. It may become clear to you, or it might already be clear. So, a surprising number of helicopter games. I actually thought there'd be more, considering how many shoot 'em ups and just how many games there are on the Amiga, but surprisingly few when you consider the thousands of Amiga games there are. It probably became rapidly clear that I had firm favourites in that lot. Gunship 2000, obviously, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that. Desert Strike, it's tricky, but it's one of a kind. And of course, Zeewolf. They're probably my three favourites. But then, you know, there's things like Thunderhawk and Apocalypse, and, you know, they all bring their own little thing to the genre. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon. Cheers. Oh yes, let's get some light. This is a heavily delayed episode. There's been all sorts going on here with construction work next door, with my son getting ill, my partner getting ill, me getting COVID for the first time. So yeah, I'm in 2020 now. I've only got 3 years to catch up with everyone else. And just general life. So apologies for the delay, and hopefully I can turn through some of those quick episodes I talked about a while back. Anyway, cheers.